Okay, hello, welcome back. We are once again in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm back as Evie and her awesome Chinese outfit. Awesome politically incorrect Chinese outfit, but that's beside the point. So, what I'm going to discuss today is the actual Assassin's Creed. Now, this is interesting for me. I can't speak for all experiences, but the Creed itself, at least in the games I've played, doesn't actually come up, even though it's the name of the series. So the Assassin's Creed is, so apparently, it comes from, well, I'll read you what the Creed is first off, and I'm just going to be wandering around picking up some treasure chests while I'm talking. It is nothing is true, everything is permitted. So I'm going to discuss two aspects of it. One is what it appears to be, just by looking at it, and one is what it initially came from, what the philosophy itself behind it means. We'll start with the second one first, what the philosophy behind it is. So, apparently, the creed itself comes from a Islamic sect, which was the same sect that gave us the word assassin, the English word assassin. So, now, I should, before I continue, I should add the caveat to this that all my information comes from online, so, yeah, it's probably subject to debate. That having been said, presuming that it is true, it comes from that, what the heck? Okay, there's a cargo escort over there, which I'm going to ignore. Sheesh, a lot of people are fighting, and... Okay! He's just shooting randomly, I'm gonna not get involved. So, like I said, it's yeah, the Islamic sect brought it out. That nothing is true, everything is permitted. And so, I'm going to read when I looked up what the meaning was, because, yeah, I had no idea. So I'm going to have Evie pause here. I'm going to have Evie pause a little bit further along, actually. Let's have her run away, because a crazy person is shooting. So we're just going to head up this way. And I think I'm actually heading away from where I mark, so we'll mark it. We'll just, yeah, mark that one over there. So we'll have Evie pause here and, you know, just look awesome. Well, I read to you. So I looked up what the meaning was. And this is from Google. It's from a website called Quora, Quora. And it says that this is from the Assassin's Creed franchise. So I don't know if this is the traditional meaning of it, or if it's the one that was adopted in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Or if it's neither. Darned internet. So, to quote, it says, "To say that nothing is true is to realize that the foundations of society are fragile and that we must be the shepherds of our own civilization. To say that everything is permitted is to understand that we are the architects of our actions and that we must live with their consequences, whether glorious or tragic." So, once those meanings are explained to me, I actually kind of agree with both of them. That, you know, society can be very fragile, and bad things can happen within it. Now, and to say that we are in charge of ourselves, we're the architects of our actions, and that, you know, there are consequences to actions and we must deal with it. Totally agree with both of those things. But, you know, when I initially heard what the creed was, yeah, I did not, that definition did not leap to mind. And so, I'm going to present my thoughts on it. A quick little side detour on this. I'm going to go up, so I think I'll have to eventually... I think it's on the other side of these buildings. A quick little side detour on that. The fact that I didn't really encounter the creed until fairly recently is that it doesn't show up in a lot of the games, or... Oops, hit the wrong button there. It doesn't appear to show up in a lot of games. And I think part of that is, could very well be the games I'm choosing to play, and the fact that a few of the games... Wait a second. I think it's in the house. I'm going to see if I can get inside the house. That a few of the games, specifically Black Flag and Origins, I did not complete. Black Flag just couldn't hold my interest. You know, I know a lot of people love that one. It just couldn't hold my interest. Origins, I have detailed why I didn't complete Origins in another video, so you can check that out there. And the few other ones, including Syndicate, don't ever seem to manage to define the creed. Go figure. So I'm going to break it down into two parts, as it's really meant to be broken down into, I think. And say, you know, my first thoughts on the first one. Nothing is true. That's one of those phrases that sounds really, really deep and meaningful without a lot of people actually understanding what is meant by that. And, you know, it's like something, you know, hippies would just talk about for hours and hours while stoned. It's like, dude, nothing is really true, man. I mean, how do we know we're really here? I mean, it conjures up, you know, movies like The Matrix and those sort of shows where people said, where, you know, a lot of what the reality that we were experiencing just wasn't actually real. That it was an illusion, that it was some other thing. You know, I just like this music. You know, it's very calming music, especially in a game like this. It's nice to have it. But yeah, it's yeah, it conjures up those images like, you know, don't trust anything. Nothing is actually real anyway, so there's no point in trusting it. That sort of stuff. And ooh, that was an awesome drop. And yeah, it's something, it seems like that instead of what it actually is, which is, you know, the world is a very fragile place. Now the second part of it, you know, I thought was actually just, everything is permitted. I thought that was actually just a brilliant marketing campaign. Huh, yeah. Can't seem to find that, even though it should be like, oh, it's right on the other side of the wall. Okay. So yeah, I thought of it as a brilliant marketing campaign, especially for teenagers. You know, it's like, everything's permitted. I can stay up like super late now, man, because it's permitted, because it's allowed. And I thought that was just a good way to get, you know, teenagers involved in the game, because they'll just say, dude, I'm allowed to do this. Everything's allowed. And, you know, I was picturing it, you know, beyond that as more of a, ooh, well, free rundown, okay. More of a hedonistic lifestyle approach, which actually does not work in the long run. It's basically, it's the same instant gratification, and then society collapses around you. Sort of thing. Like that, and that's what I, you know, pictured with it, that, you know, everything is permitted. And it seemed like an odd sort of thing to me, because, you know, assassins have certain rules. And they're actually kind of strict rules. Several times in the game, I've gotten a notice that comes up, and it's not something I've done deliberately, but that says, assassins didn't kill civilians. And that's apparently so big of a rule that it can actually, you know, screw up your entire game if you refuse to follow it. If you just go, like, do that. So it seemed like an odd sort of creed to have. I'm actually glad I looked up the meaning of it, because then it's like, okay, I can actually like and respect the assassins a bit more. Ugh, darn it, it's blighter territory all the way here. Let's see. Can I get both of them? I can only get one. Oh well. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Nope. You saw nothing. Nope. Nope. Nothing. 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 But yeah, I can respect the assassins a bit more. But by knowing that the meaning behind it isn't quite as hedonistic or as deliberately vague as I had initially presumed it to be. That the meaning behind it, that, you know, society is fragile, and that we are responsible for who we are and the actions we take in the world, and there are consequences to actions. You know, I think that's actually a great creed for them to have. And I just, you know, I don't know if that was the original intent, if what I've found online is as accurate as I said, like I said before, but I think, yeah, as a, just as it is, I think it is a good creed that I can respect. So anyway, that was my quick run around look at the actual Assassin's Creed of Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna get her more in the light for the final end of game pose. Yep, very, very dramatic Eevee pose there. Yes. Got it. Yeah, get her. Yeah, perfect. Anyway, like and subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.